How's it going, everyone? I'm just popping in for a morning video, and just noticing my white hair and grays. They are getting there. I'm aging, everyone. I'm getting older, but yoga and disciplined diet and other things seem to help. I'm not going to stop this video. I was about to press stop because my brain's kind of fried right now, but I'm choosing not to, and the reason is I want to show myself and express myself in this state, in the exact state I am, and not trying to get the perfect shot or video. So while I'm feeling a little uncertain in what to say and experiencing some brain hiccups, I'm going to keep the camera rolling, or my phone camera rolling. I went out dancing last Saturday. It was an interesting experience because while I was going there, I didn't want to go. I was like laying on my bed and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm not feeling good today. And just, yeah, maybe I'm even having a hard time looking directly at the camera. As you notice, my eyes are not looking at myself. But I was driving to go dancing, and I'm still doing it. I was driving to go dancing, and I remember driving and thinking, I don't really feel like doing this. I don't feel good. I don't feel very strong today, or in a high energy vibration, or whatever you want to call it. So, of course, this is something that I think every one of you feel at times, maybe more often than not, or I don't know. I know for me, I kind of ebb and flow in life. Some days I feel strong, some days I feel weak, some days I feel certain, some days I feel uncertain, and I can't control this very much. I sort of can through diet, exercise, meditation, things like that. There's habits I can adopt, but the inevitability of these ups and downs still stays with me, even as I get in phenomenal shape and have a completely disciplined diet. Whether I'm doing that or not, whether I'm healthy or sick or anything, this ebb and flow is a constant. And it's like, is it the man period? Is it the phases of the moon? Is it infections in my body that come out and go back in, or viruses that reactivate and then go back to being dormant? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's been this way my whole life. Superman at times, kryptonite Superman at times, and everything in between. And I'm learning something. There we go. It's a little closer now. I'm learning something. In life, we have mentors, people that teach us, and then we have people we teach. We are mentors to them, mentors and mentees. And I think it's important to understand where you are at with any given person in your life. Are you the mentor or are you the mentee? And it doesn't mean that it's 100% mentor, 0% mentee, the teacher and the student, if you want to call it that. Just at times, the student can also be the teacher for the mentor. But think about the people you know in your life. There's certain people that you are kind of their rock, and you're the source of energy and strength for them. You're the teacher to them. And then there's other people that you look up to, that they teach you, that they are your guide in life. We have different roles, different experiences with different people, and then you have certain people where it's kind of a both. You're a mentor and a mentee to them, and it goes back and forth in a synergistic way. But for the most part, most people you meet, you'll either be their mentor or they will be your mentor. And this teacher-student dynamic kind of just isn't is. And I've learned to accept my place, my role with whoever I meet. I am either a teacher or a student, and that can be varying percentages. Some people I meet, and 90% of the time they're my teacher, and then 10% of the time I am a teacher to them, or different percentages, but usually it's heavily skewed into teacher or student. And one of the things I've learned from somebody that is a teacher to me, I consider a mentor to me, is it's more of a reinforcing of a belief I have, and that is that there's free will. People are who they are. They're going through their own journeys in life, and there's no desire to change people or try to get people to be something different than what they are. And I started to learn this lesson in March of 2015 after one of my many failed dating experiences. This woman kicked off the process of being detached to be at peace. And my delving into Buddhism and philosophies of Stoicism and detachment and letting go and things like that. And I had multiple failed dates after that, where the lesson was reinforced again, until August 2020, when I finally learned the lesson completely and let go instantly of something without any resistance to it. Before that, there'd always been a little resistance to the letting go process. And even if I decide I'm going to let go, it doesn't mean I immediately have let go. It just means I instantly move into the process of letting go and the stages of grief whenever something has run its course, or I feel that resistance to something. And it's hard because I want to have things be a certain way in my life. I have dreams and goals and aspirations and people I like and things like that. And I want certain things to unfold and happen in a certain way, but that is a fool's errand, I have found, because inevitably, as each of us are our own conscious entities, we have our own lives that we're living, and inevitably, this is not me saying this for the first time, or other people have said this. I am not the origin of what I'm about to say, but there's a saying that if you are looking to other people to be a certain way, you'll always be disappointed. And that's true. Even with myself, if I'm looking at myself to be a certain way, I'm going to be disappointed. I am an evolving, changing, chaotic, neutral being. I look at alignments, Dungeons and Dragons alignments. There's 9 of them, but largely there's good, neutral, and evil. And there's different flavors of good, neutral, and evil. I think we know what good is. I think we know what evil is. And neutral is kind of middle of the road, and more of an observer. And I am more of an observer, but I'm very whimsical. I'm very sporadic, and I don't even know what I'm going to do day to day. And it causes some sometimes crazy and chaotic situations in my life because I don't think things through sometimes. I will make a compulsive decision just to see what happens, and then look at the fallout and say, whoa, there's a puzzle or a problem to solve right there. But generally, after every one of those situations, the puzzle or the problem created tremendous growth in me. So my higher self, I think, knows that certain situations will be beneficial, even if they cause immense suffering in the short term. But we should not try to get anyone to be a certain way. We should not try to force anyone to be a certain way. I think inner peace does come from, in a sense, being on a raft on the river of life. This is an analogy. Being on a raft of the river of life, and sometimes it's boring, sometimes there's rapids and craziness, and it's like, whoa, and sometimes it's in between, and largely You can change how you're standing on the raft and where you're looking and what you say when you're on the raft, but the current of life has us all in its grasp. The aging process, getting older, as I mentioned, I'm getting whiter and more gray. I can certainly slow down this process through various means of exercise and diet and meditation and stem cells in Mexico, and maybe even humanity discovers a way to greatly prolong the process. But there seems to be this natural entropy that affects us all, this weight of death and destruction and disorder, and that is the natural state of things without great effort to prevent it. Um, but yeah, a teacher of mine is reinforcing and helping me grow my awareness of the importance of never trying to change someone to be a certain way. And I'm grateful for this person very much. Um, yeah, they're a teacher to me. And some of you here, I am your teacher. And some of you here are my teacher, especially when you share some of your comments, and I learn from you. I'm always trying to learn and grow and understand this life. I think of myself as an adventurer, an explorer, a warrior, a scientist, a yogi, Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher. That's kind of the closest way I would think of myself on this earth. I'm a lone wolf. I don't have friends really. I have some close people, but they're few in number, very few in number. People that I would truly call close to me in my life. They're very few in number. Because I'm very cautious in who I truly trust. And I've learned that this is a good thing. But if you go throughout your life and as you live your life, understand that people are who they are. And yes, we can learn, we can grow, we can evolve, we can change, but people aren't going to magically morph into what you want them to be. So I would encourage you to accept people for who they are. If someone is evil, if someone is a bully, if someone is autistic, if someone is outgoing, if someone's an introvert, if someone is difficult to work with, if someone's easy to work with, if someone's fun, if someone's not fun, and everything in between, allow that to be the way it is without trying to change it. Don't say, I wish that this person would just do this and stop doing this. A superior way of looking at other people, I think, is to say this person is this way. They do this, they do these things. This is what has happened between me and this person. And that's the way things are. And you can just say, that's the way things are. And it's kind of like the saying, help me to control the things I can and what I can't control to accept, and the wisdom to know the difference. Something like that. Yeah, I'm just about getting ready for work this morning and just wanting to pop in. I think happiness in our lives comes from a few things. At least this is what I'm noticing. Happiness for me isn't like giddy, woohoo, joy, celebration. Happiness is me being proud of myself. So I'm proud of myself when I lovingly accept others as they are. I'm proud of myself when I work on something that I'm passionate about. I'm proud of myself when I went for a walk this morning, so I'm proud of myself that I did that. I'm proud of myself when I'm adhering to a disciplined regimen of exercise and diet to keep my physical body strong for as long as possible on this earth. I'm proud of myself when I follow my heart and I do things that scare me, that I know within that are what I should do. And that's happiness to me, is really being proud of myself. another yoga teacher at the gym I go to said expectations are the demise of joy, and that is pretty powerful. It's true. It's true. So I know I was talking about dancing earlier in this video, and then I went took a tangent away from that. But so I was going dancing, and while driving there, I was just like, ah. And I got there, and I didn't see anybody I knew, and started doing the line dance lessons. And while I'm doing them, I'm like, this sucks, and I kind of had a bad attitude. But I said, I'm just going to allow myself to feel this kind of bleh, like that's how I'm feeling. But I'm taking an action even in the midst of that bleh feeling. And I started dancing, and I said, I'm just going to experience this night in my own awkwardness, kind of depressed state of discomfort and slight anxiety. So be it. And I didn't try to stop it. I wasn't like, I wish this lack of energy and depressed feeling would go away. And I said, no, I am depressed tonight. I am not feeling a spark of life tonight. I'm not feeling happy tonight. But in this state, I choose to go out dancing, and I will process these feelings from within. I will not put them on anyone else. And so I kind of just let the hours unfold. And I ended up, as time went on, I ended up having one of my best nights dancing of the year, as I allowed myself to authentically experience myself and be me. And I didn't try and filter it. I didn't try and change it, and I didn't try to change anyone else. I met some new beautiful souls that Saturday night 2 days ago. Some incredibly beautiful souls. And I had some great dances and great conversation, and it was all, I think, because I just knew I was feeling blah, and I asked a lot of people to dance, and a few of them said no. A few of them were like, no. They just kind of shook their head and said no. And when they did that, I didn't get angry or upset. I didn't even feel embarrassed. I just said, okay. And allowed it. No trying to change someone. I wouldn't want someone to come up to me, and if I didn't feel like dancing with them, if they said want to dance and I said no, I wouldn't want them to like get angry at me and try to force me to do it. The superior response to that is an acceptance of reality, and to say, okay, for me it's okay, or okay, or no problem, enjoy your night, and allow that rejection to take place. And that happened a few times, and I remember not feeling diminished by it. I just was in loving acceptance, and I was proud of myself, because I'm going up to people I don't know, asking them to dance. And that's hard to do, because it's like a crapshoot. It's a roll of the dice. Who knows what you're gonna get? But I danced with 5 or 6 new people, and I had a good night, and met some resonant souls. And every night is different going dancing. Some nights it's great, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it starts off great, and then it gets not. Sometimes it starts off crappy, and then it's great, like it was a couple nights ago for me. And it's just like I'm a traveler on a raft, and all I can do is put myself out there and see what happens. I'm not smart enough or socially aware enough to know who to ask to dance. I mean, I can tell if someone's looking at me multiple times, it's like, okay, they probably want me to ask them to dance. It's like, okay, I think I'll ask them to dance. And usually that indicator is true. It's like, okay, that was correct. They were, because women won't directly, most of them won't directly say, hey, come ask me to dance, please. They will give little indicators of interest in you, such as glances, and sometimes long glances, or standing near you. And so I've noticed that. I just noticed that that's kind of the masculine and feminine energy of life. The feminine puts their energy in a position to receive, and the masculine's role is to initiate dialogue and discussion, and to take the risk. Masculine energy is risk-taking, problem-solving, going for it, speaking your truth, being willing to be shut down and rejected and to still press forward. And that was kind of my experience on Saturday. It was a good night, and I view it as awesome. And the next time I go dancing, it might not be awesome, and that's fine too. There's no way it needs to be, and that's just the most superior way of being I've found so far in my life. There may be an even more superior way of being, to live life, to find peace and happiness. But allowance, I think, is very powerful. There's the levels of power versus force from, I can't remember the author's name, but it's there's negative and positive levels. And to me, no level is better or worse than another, but the lower levels are anger, fear, that kind of thing. And the highest levels are acceptance, what is it called? Nirvana, or ineffable, indescribable in words. Sometimes I think, can I become ineffable? Can I become in a state that's indescribable with words? I think I've had moments like that of nirvana. I've talked about this many times in other videos. That flow state, that powerful way of being that can do no wrong, that uplifts others and is a presence and joy of light and goodness for all. And I think I've experienced every level in that power versus force, and it's a fluctuating state of being. I don't think I can be in a state of nirvana permanently. I think it's impossible. It only hits me when I'm not thinking about it and when I don't need it. It seems to come more when I am not trying to control or change things. That's the very ironic thing about it. When I release control and surrender to the way things are, then the gift seems to come. The gift of being the wizard, or entering a state of nirvana, or the flow state of bliss. Think about your lives. You've experienced nirvana, I'm sure, in your life before, in these brief and rare moments where you feel like you can do no wrong and everyone's looking to you and amazed by you. And then there's moments in life where you can barely walk straight in a straight line and talk, and you're fumbling over your words. And I've experienced all of these states of being. So I just wanted to share this video. Lovingly accept others for who they are. Lovingly accept others for who they are, no matter how they're being. And of course, there's always counter arguments and caveats to things. If everyone did this and then a group of people decided to just destroy and kill everyone, and everyone just lovingly accepted that, then everyone would die, and there'd be a group of people that just killed everyone. So it's not like everything is this absolute, but in general, in a civilized society, I think this is a superior way of being that I'm working on, and I'm not an expert at. I have not mastered this for sure, but I'm working at it. So this is me, Jeremy, at 46, with some white, lots of white in my beard, and becoming a white wolf. Just call me White Wolf. Thanks for listening so much, and namaste. I'll see you in the next video.